because I've been on the go all the afternoon, I didn't realize that the battery had gone out. So I've just plugged it all in and had to charge it again. So part two. This is part two. Do come in again if you can. We wait for a few minutes. Do come in. I do apologize for the mix-up. Sometimes these things happen when you're doing a live broadcast. Not in a rush or anything. What we are saying, good evening to you all, and those of you that joined earlier, thank you very much. We'll leave it on. We continue to tell us all, to let us know that what is going on now in our nation is a joke. Hi there, hello, welcome on board. Please subscribe to Unilag.Their, the platform where we speak truth to power. We're back again, we're back live. We just wanted to touch on the cost of school fees. A guy said he's got two sisters. Adegoke, something, Pamela Adegoke. I've got two sisters, he said. Those two sisters, the fees have gone up from 16,000 and 17,000 to something like over 100,000 and 160,000 naira per student. So that is renewed Shege part 2. That is renewed Shege part 2. Renewed Shege part 2. So what we are saying now is this. The situation on ground is unbearable. All of this is impacted by one thing, and that is by the fact that citizens are now having to pay the cost of fuel. The cost of fuel is impacting everything. If you are going to do whatever you want to do, the cost of fuel will impact it. You're traveling, you're studying, you're going to work, you're coming home, you're going to the market, you're using fuel, you're using electricity, your water, everything is impacted by the cost of fuel. And the palliative that they're telling you they're giving you is a joke. They don't plan to fix your refineries. The federal government does not plan to make sure that you have functioning refineries. That is the real fact. That is the real situation. So I wanted to touch on that briefly, and I do apologize once again for the break in transmission. But I wanted to touch on that briefly because I wanted you all to really understand that our governance is a joke. They are oppressing and suppressing us, and we must begin to hold them to account at every level. Play your part in this governance, please. Play your part. Hold your governance to account. Play your part and hold your governance to account. I've just parked on the side because I needed to do a few things, and I thought, you know what, before I head off somewhere else, let me come and talk about this. And of course, we really need your support. We have over 2,600 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you so very much. We are grateful for your support. Thank you very much for... Oh boy, what is going on today? Don't worry, we will get it done. We're back again. So don't worry, I'm going to just hold on to it now until I know what's going on. So thank you so much for being part of the struggle. We're back. But what are your thoughts on this? We must demand for Operation Fix the 4 refineries. Operation Fix the 4 refineries. Because we can now see that without the refineries functioning, nothing will work. We can all see that now. It is all clear as night and day. Without the refineries working, you will not get good governance. Your lives will become a misery. The refineries, the government should fix it. If they don't fix it, the price of fuel will continue to rise because they are the ones fixing it. NNPC has no power to set your fuel prices. Let me say that again. Since 2013, NNPC has had no right to set the fuel price. But yet, the government of Tinubu, just like Buhari government, they have said nothing. And NNPC with Medicare is breaking the law. So we are urging you, as you're watching this, please share this broadcast. Let us reach more people. Help us grow the platform. We really need your support. We know that Facebook has been very, very difficult of late. And who knows whether they're all working together. We don't know. In fact, what is going on now on our platforms is making me think we really need to have our own platform. I'm going to speak to my brother Lasisi, I think, soon. He's had Yoru app. And I think I'm going to try and work out how to do that so we can do live broadcasts from there and we can subscribe to that as well. Because we need to grow our own platform, not only our own platforms, we need to grow our own, type of Facebook thing, our own, service that we can use. Because we're realizing that we are being restricted by all manner, by the system that we're currently under. They're doing all manner of things to keep us enslaved and not be able to partake in anything. And I don't think that is actually something that we want to be allowing to continue for much longer. I don't think we should allow that to continue. I think we need to really take control. So what I wanted to say was that the cost of fuel has gone up. The cost now of studying is going up. The cost of food prices is going up. Everything is going up. And that is simply because our governance has failed us. And I'm sorry to say it, but President Tinubu, there is no difference between President Tinubu and President Buhari. There is no difference between President Tinubu and President Buhari. The only difference is that President Tinubu is doing cosmetics. He's doing cosmetics to dress it up. But the fact of the matter is that unless and until the refineries are fixed, and this is where we need to participate in our governance, unless and until our refineries are fixed, we will continue to suffer. I want you all to know this. Unless and until we, the people, collectively demand through the use of our sovereignty, because I want you all to know this. Section 14.2a, sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. The government derives its power to govern you through sovereignty that you possess. Without your sovereignty, they don't have the power to rule. That is what they wrote in the constitution. And I would like you all to use those powers. It is very important. 100,000 from 16,000 naira in Unilag to 100,000 naira. How can people pay for that? And there is no increase in the wages to match it. There is no increase in wages of citizens. And yet you're telling us, oh, yes, Tinubu is working hard. This is renewed Chege part 2. This is renewed Chege part 2. So when you take more loans, you will take more loans. Now the cost of flight apparently has doubled, tripled, from Nigeria, 2,000 naira to go to Europe. Whereas from Benin Republic, it's much, much, much cheaper. I mean, for how long are we going to continue to endure this injustice? Like I said, let me read it to you. Section 14.2a states, sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. This is something you need to know off head. You simply must know that off head. We've translated it to Yoruba. Ìjọba àwọn ènìyàn ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà gbọ́dọ̀ rí dájú. Ìjọba àwọn èèyàn àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà jẹ́ ìjọba tí wọ́n kọ́kọ́ àwọn. Oh man, sorry. Let me just. I'm gonna just do it. I'll do that. Beg your pardon. Give me a minute, please. Oh, come on. Sorry about that. We're back here. So. Ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹni tí ìjọba ti ń gba àṣẹ nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn Nàìjíríà láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹni tí ìjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ti gba gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. That is in Yoruba. We want you to really understand that you must not, under no circumstances, accept this injustice. Please share this broadcast. Your government knows that you have this power, but they don't want you to know it. So we are coming on broadcast at all times. Thank you for the like and the thumbs up. We are coming on all broadcasts to make this announcement. Look, if you can talk about things are bad, things are bad, things are bad. The only way to put a stop to things being bad is by you participating in your governance. And we're encouraging you to take those steps. We are encouraging you to take those steps right now, okay? We are encouraging you to take those steps. Please take those steps. Don't wait for somebody else. Don't wait, oh, maybe somebody will come and do it for me. This one will come and do it. Don't wait. No. Do not wait. Thank you very much. What is Genoji, my brother? I appreciate you. Don't wait for somebody else. What we need to do is, I'm coming to talk about this because it is a big concern it is something of a big concern for us. We need you to become active participants in your governance. Section 14.2a. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. Everything that is going wrong in Nigeria right now is because of one thing. Because you don't know. Thank you very much for the love and the like. Thank you. Because many of us do not know that we possess the powers I'm telling you. Many of us don't know that we are sovereigns. And with that sovereignty, we can begin to hold our government to account. Again, let me say it. Section 14.2a. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. Ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn Nàìjíríà láti dọ̀dọ̀ ẹni tí ìjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè ń gba gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. I'm giving you the English and the Yoruba version for the laws, right? Now, 14.2c. The participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. Very important. Remember that, please. Remember that. Thank you very much, my brother. Now, in Yoruba, ìkópa àwọn ènìyàn nínú ìjọba wọn gbọ́dọ̀ rí dájú ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú àwọn òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. These are two powers that you must use in your community right now. Don't hear anything. Tinubu cannot fix anything. Peter Obi cannot fix anything. Atiku cannot fix anything, because they are not going to remove Mele Kyari. Mele Kyari has no constitutional powers to set the price of fuel. But he's setting the price of fuel because the cabal are running the nation. And unless and until we collectively come together in our local government areas, we must exercise the power of sovereignty that we possess. And we need to begin to take that collective action. The number one task on our priority for us now is to demand for the immediate repair of the refineries. Operation Fix the 4 refineries. Operation Fix the 4 refineries. If they don't fix those refineries, the price of fuel will continue to go up and 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 up. And unless you collectively use the powers of sovereignty that you all have, which I keep repeating, there is nothing more supreme than the sovereignty that you collectively possess. There is nothing more supreme than that. But many of you are so steeped in religious mental enslavement. Many Nigerians are steeped in religious mental enslavement. It is time to wake up. If you don't wake up, you will continue to suffer. And when you wake up, you will collectively exercise the powers of sovereignty. That is why we are doing programs like this. This is about rescuing we the people from the jaws, from the oppression of those who we elected into government. Even if we can call it an election, but that's another story. So I'm really keen for you all to please take this on board. When you get this message, share it. Not many people are talking about what I'm talking about. I'm talking to you directly. I'm going to do it again. Section 14.2a. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. Thank you very much, Wari Jiroj, my brother. Thank you. We can't be silent. We are suffering too much. Every month we are sending money home, and the money is not, it's barely covering the cost. We keep sending. All of us are impacted. So please, I reiterate again. Sovereignty. Please do share this broadcast as you're watching. Help us reach more people. Help us grow this platform. This platform is a platform where we speak truth to power. We are not interested in one side or the other. We are on the side of one people, which is the people to whom sovereignty belongs. You and I. We are on the same side, and we are trying to help you to wake up and reclaim your right. They have used religion to blind you. They have used religion to blind you. They have used religion to blind you. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Yes, you watching me, wake up. Soon. Yes, Eji. Yesun etaji. Ejo yesun etaji. Please, yesun, wake up. You watching me. Yes, you should be sharing this message. I want you to know, directly from me to you, I'm going to do it in Yoruba and in English. Let me do it this way. In English, because that's what they wrote it in. Section 14.2a. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. You see? Now, in Yoruba, ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹni tí ìjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ń gba gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. I'm going to say it in Yoruba one more time. Ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹni tí ìjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ń gba gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. Which means that you watching me, you possess the powers. You don't need the Bible. You don't need the Quran. You don't need the Bible. You don't need the Quran. You only need to know these powers and how to use it. Now, we've told you about the powers. We're now going to tell you how to use it. How to use it, 14.2c. The participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. That is what it states in the constitution. And you need to use those powers. The participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. I'm saying it in Yoruba now. Ìkópa àwọn ènìyàn nínú ìjọba wọn gbọ́dọ̀ rí dájú ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú àwọn òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. We are trying everything we can to make you know that you possess those powers. Pastor Adeboye, Pastor Yedepo, Imams, all of them, they are lying to you. They don't want you to know the powers that you possess. And we are here to wake you up, that when you stand together in your community collectively, you can exercise your sovereignty. That is the most effective way in which you can. What is Genojo? Thank you again. Thank you so much. That is the most effective way that you can use these powers. This is not about talking about something is wrong. If you are saying something is wrong and you are not using these powers, then you're just wasting your breath. Everything I am telling you I'm telling you this for free. What I'm telling you is for free. Now, what I'm saying to you, you can complain till the cows come home unless we actively participate, which is what the second part is about. The participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of the constitution. Ìkópa àwọn ènìyàn nínú ìjọba wọn gbọ́dọ̀ rí dájú ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú àwọn òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. We are translating it to you even in Yoruba language. We need the market women, the farmers, the vulcanizers, the market, the street hawkers, the buka women, all businesses to know that without our collective, and I'm saying it, without our collective active participation in our governance, we will continue to suffer. We will continue to suffer. It's not even, this is a guarantee. I am guaranteeing you. That is the only option we have. So when you go to pray in the church, please don't forget, or the mosque, don't forget, the church and the mosque, they have no constitutional power over that is supreme than what you have. You don't need the church or the mosque. You can pray in your home. You can do your 5 days prayer in your home. You don't have to go to a church or a mosque. You don't. What you need to do is to come together in every community. Make sure of one or two things. One thing first. First of all, have a copy of those 14.2a and 14.2c. I have done countless screenshots on my show where when I'm doing the show, I pin 14.2a, 14.2c for you to be able to have and put on your phone and share to your family and friends. The Bible cannot solve your problem. The Quran cannot solve your problem. Let me say that. I'm saying it categorically. The Bible cannot solve your problem. The Quran cannot solve your problem. What can solve your problem is you collectively coming together and exercising the powers of 14.2a and 14.2c. You need to exercise those powers. That is why I'm telling you, you have to be, as well as having 14.2 and 14.2c on your phone, the screenshot. Make sure you take that to every local community association so that everybody has that information. If you're in Yoruba land, endeavor, and you know that the market women don't speak your English, get a copy of what I've done in Yoruba, share it to all the market women, share it to all the farmers, get them to read it, get them to understand the power they possess. That is how we're going to make the change. That is how we just any talk. If you are going to talk about, oh, the government is not doing, our job is to hold our government to account. Our job collectively is to hold our government to account. That's our job. Iṣẹ́ wa nìyẹn, aláti bí wọ́n ní béèrè. Iṣẹ́ wa ni tá a bá gbé ìgbésẹ̀ yẹn nǹkan kan ò lè ṣẹlẹ̀. If we do not participate in our governance, then let's not be surprised when they don't fix the refinery. Because the job of the government is to do what we tell them. But if we are silent, the government will do what they want. That is why it is important to understand that we are sovereigns and we must, at every level, become active participants in our governance. Whatever problem you care to bring, the minute we do not actively participate in our governance, it's our fault. I'm sorry to say it. The minute we do not actively participate in our governance, it has become our fault. Oh, sorry about this. Sorry about this. I'm just having a brief problem today. It's wet out there and it's not letting it stick. But anyway, we'll get through it. So I'm getting there slowly. It's just annoying when it's happening. So thank you very much for those of you still hanging with us thus far. I just want you to understand that what is really happening now is not acceptable. We have the powers. You see, they've used the Bible and the Quran to cover your eyes, to blind you. We are here, Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We are here to open your eyes, to lift the veil off your eyes, to lift the veil of Quran, lift the veil of Christianity and the Bible off your eyes, so that you see the world as it truly is. Those in power, do you think they're saying, oh, pray for Jesus to come? Do you think if Jesus or Allah came, do you think they will let them come into Nigeria? The same people who are telling you pray for God and Jesus to come, if they really knew, if they really believe that he will come, do you not think that they would block all of the entries into Nigeria to not allow Allah or Jesus Christ to come? Because they know they've done wrong. But they want you to believe in that prayer so that you never exercise your sovereignty. Please understand what we are saying. This is beyond talking. We need you to take collective action. Now they've increased the price of fuel and of universities. They've said you can take a loan. People now, to even fly out, 2,000 naira to fly from, please do bear with me. I'll hold it for now. 2,000 naira to fly from Nigeria into UK. Whereas if you go to Benin Republic, it's a quarter of the price. For how long are we going to continue to suffer? For how long are we going to continue to suffer? I'm urging you, this is something that is so frustrating. Because I have family at home, and I'm not saying, and it's not just me, we all have, many of us have families at home. If we are not honest with them about the steps they need to take, we are already going to be the ones picking up the pieces, unfortunately. Even if you decide to look the other way, one way or the other, you are going to be affected. So why not encourage them to actively participate in the governance? This is not about putting blame. The minute you do not actively participate in your governance using Section 14(2)(a), you are part of the problem. You must become active participants. Every month, just a few years ago, I actually exposed the fact that every time they pay the monthly allocation to our local government, they don't release it onto the National Bureau of Statistics until 5 months after they've actually made the payment. Which means that for 5 months, you and I are left in the dark about how much was actually paid. And that is enough time for them to commit all manner of corruption. We need to participate in our governance, my people. We need to participate in our governance. This is really what we must do. Unless we do that, you can go to any church you want. You can go to any mosque you want. You can go to anybody you want. If you do not participate in your governance, you will not get the refineries. You will not get the roads. You will not get the water. You will not get the light. You will not get the schools. You will not get the bridges. Because your main role is to monitor the actions of your government. Your main role is to hold your government to account. And unless and until you do that, nothing will change. We are here. We are giving you as much information as possible. Again, I'm going to say it again, both in Yoruba, and I'm going to say it in Yoruba and in English. The powers that you possess. I'll read it simultaneously in English and in Yoruba. 14(2)(a). Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from which the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. ìjẹba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn Nàìjíríà láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹni tí ìjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè ń gba gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. So I've done it in English and I've done it in Yoruba, 14-2A. That's the power you possess. Now, the second part of it is how you use that power. Please understand how you use that power. Now, how you use it. 14-2C. The participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. That's how you use the power of sovereignty. You have to participate in your government at every level, daily. Now, in Yoruba, ìkópa àwọn ènìyàn nínú ìjọba wọn gbọ́dọ̀ rí dájú ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú àwọn òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. So, what does that mean to you and me? What does that mean? What does that mean? Well, it means that now you have to participate on a daily basis in your governance. If you don't, the refineries will never get fixed. If you don't, the refineries will never get fixed. You will never have infrastructure like water, light, road, schools, bridges, because you are not participating in your governance and holding them to account to make sure that the monthly allocation is used in your local government area. The pastors and the imams are there to deceive you. They are working with the government. They are distracting your mind. You need to put your focus collectively as a community. Every local government area must have the sovereigns working together. You must be working together in numbers of 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 of you coming together, calling a town hall meeting, demanding that the local government chairman, state House of Assembly members, House of Reps, senators, governors come to the meeting to explain to you why is it that you only get the figures, the monthly allocation figures, 5 months after it was actually distributed. You need to be doing this. I've just shown you. For 5 months, they paid in January, all local governments, January 2023, all of them got the monthly allocation. All of them got the monthly allocation, right? In January, thank you very much, my brother. In January 2023, all of the local government areas got the monthly allocation in January. But we could not access those figures until June. February, March, April, May, June. See again, they paid them in January. But you and I could not access those figures for January until June and July. So February, March, April, May, June. In fact, 6 months. What am I talking about? Yes. February, March, April, May, June, July. Am I correct? No. Sorry, beg your pardon. We got it in June. So February, March, April, May, June. 5 months. Sorry, yes. February, March, April, May, June. That was 5 months. Now, in that 5 months, if you do not have those figures, that is enough time for those in government to share the money among themselves. Now do you see why it is important we must actively participate in our governance? Because if you don't, the 5 months delay is enough time for them to split that money among themselves. You know what they're doing? In case you're not aware, do you know what they're doing these days? The local government and the state government have come to an arrangement, because before Buhari left, he made sure that the money went to the local government. That's what he said he would do. He did it. So on that basis. Now what they've done, the local government and the state government have come to an arrangement. As soon as the local government gets the money, they transfer it back to the state government. All of the local governments, they've agreed to this. But because we are not participating in our governance, we don't know. We don't know. Everything we are suffering is because we are not participating in our governance. And they have conditioned us not to participate because we've been focused. We've all been, since the age of 4, we've been conditioned to believe that prayers, going to the church, going to the mosque is a solution. It's a lie. It is a blatant lie. And I will say it, I will keep saying it every day. All of the pastors, all of the imams in Nigeria, they are fraudsters. They are working with the government. The solution to the problem we have is our active participation in government to be able to hold our governors to account using the powers of sovereignty that we possess. We don't need to do anything else other than that. You can pray in your own time. You can pray in your house. You can pray 5 times a day in your house if you want as a Muslim. You can pray in your house as a Christian. You don't have to go on any night vigil. You don't have to do any of that. Your focus and your energy must be how to ensure that the infrastructures you need collectively in your community is placed in those communities, exercising the powers of participation in your government mandated under Section 14(2)(c) of the 1999 Constitution. That's what you need to do. We don't have time for any other talk. Every problem that we have is back down to that particular issue. Because we are not participating in our governance, we are allowing them to get away with crimes. When we start participating, we start monitoring them. For example, now, like I said, how can it be possible that a government, they made a payment to the local government in January? It is only in June that we, the citizens, are able to see the breakdown. That is enough room for corruption right there. That is enough room for corruption right there. My people, I urge you, please share this broadcast. I do apologize for the hiccups and the breakdown, the falling down of the camera and everything else, because I just parked and I wanted to talk about this very, very much. I'm really passionately keen for people to wake up. I'm not interested in talking about these problems. I am here giving you the solutions. The solution to our problem is for our people to have the knowledge that they have been denied for 24 years. We are giving you knowledge that has been hidden from you for 24 years. There's nothing more important than all of us coming together and working to improve the lives of the coming generation through our active participation in our governance. Anything else, any problem that you talk about, if we are not actively participating, yes, we didn't know for 24 years, now we know. We are urging you, as you're watching this, take the time to share this broadcast. I'm going to read it again off it. I want you to know this is serious. And the more we know it, the more we know this information, the more we are empowered, the weaker those in government, the corrupt people in government becomes. They don't want you to have this information, but we are trying to give it to you. And you don't need to protest. You need to exercise your powers of sovereignty. You must exercise your powers of sovereignty. We're telling you that Section 14(2)(a) gives you the power of sovereignty, and it states, sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. 14(2)(a). 14(2)(c). The participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. Those are the powers that you possess. In Yoruba, ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn Nàìjíríà láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹni tí ìjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè ń gba gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. 14(2)(c). The participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. Ìkópa àwọn ènìyàn nínú ìjọba wọn gbọ́dọ̀ rí dájú ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú àwọn òfin orílẹ̀-èdè. These are things, these two important information is what must be spread across all 774 local government areas. Because you will now understand, once you read those, that you have to participate in your governance. What has been absent is been our active participation in our governance, holding them to account. They want to keep it that way. And if they keep it that way, we will continue to suffer. You don't need prayers. You don't need all that is a waste of your time. You're wasting your breath. You need to come together collectively in your community, have town hall meetings every month, calling your local government chairman, your state house of assembly members, your house of reps, your senators to the meeting, because you elected them and they must answer you because sovereignty belongs to you. These are the powers that you didn't know you have. The pastors and the imams are not telling you. We are telling you this information for free, because we know ultimately it is in your participation of your government, in participating in your governance through questioning those elected to office about the monthly allocation and demanding that they use those funds collectively. They use it in areas that you, the community, decide. That is when you will have the infrastructure that you need. That is when they will no longer suddenly be able to increase the price of petrol. That is why they will suddenly no longer be able to increase the price of school fees on you. It is time we woke up. My people, it is time we woke up. I'm sorry if the broadcast has been a bit bitty, but I really want this information to really hit home. We have the powers. If you are just complaining, oh, the government has done this, oh, the government we are trying to tell you the only way the government will stop doing this corruption is your daily active participation in your governance, monitoring what they're doing on a monthly basis, on a daily basis, hourly basis, demanding for monthly allocation records, demanding that as soon as they make the payment, they must be released on the National Bureau of Statistics for you to be able to track, not wait for 5 months. There is no difference between Tinubu government and Buhari government. There is none. There is no difference. This is Renewed Chege Part 2. This is Renewed Chege Part 2. My people, I hope you are listening to what we're saying. Please do share this broadcast. I know the broadcast has been a bit bitty, but like I said, the information that we're sharing, you won't find this information anywhere else. We're not interested in tittle-tattle. And by the way, those of you who, for some reason, think that Citizen AY is no longer interested in Yoruba Nation, you're wrong. That is the ultimate goal. But it is, we will make that, when you start participating in your governance on a daily basis, it will become evident to you that those in government right now, they mean us no good whatsoever. And then we can now instruct the elected officials to put in a clause, a referendum clause in the current constitution that will make it mandatory for a referendum to take place. That is the ultimate goal. Right now, without having a referendum clause inserted in the constitution, any referendum that we do independently will not be valid. Case in point, Onitiri referendum, it went nowhere because it is not enshrined in currently enshrined in our constitution. Let me say that again. It is not currently enshrined in our constitution as such. Any independent referendum we do will not be recognized. We have to make sure that that opportunity for referendum is afforded to every part of Nigeria, even though we want to go for Yoruba Nation. Without doing that, it won't happen. So please, I hope that makes it clear to you how committed I am to Yoruba Nation. I am realistic about the steps we need to take. We cannot free ourselves from Nigeria by military means. Forget that. It will not happen. We haven't got the means. I'm telling you, on a monthly basis, Ali Mocho local government got 1.1 billion in January. 1.1 billion naira in January. We in Yoruba Nation, that's 1 month. We have not raised 1 billion we have not raised 1 billion naira in 3 years. Quote me. We have not raised 1 billion naira in 3 years. So if we haven't raised 1 billion naira in 3 years, and yet Ali Mocho local government alone gets 1.1 billion naira every month. Every month. Do you think that we can get Yoruba Nation by going to war? Do you think that we can get Yoruba Nation by going to war? We cannot do it. We haven't got the means nor the finance to do so. The only option available to us is purely democratic means. Let us not kid ourselves. Those who are telling you, oh, we have a government in waiting abroad, that's nonsense. In fact, what they're doing is treason. The Onitiris of this world, what they're doing is treason. You don't want to be any part of that. Nigeria is an entity that is recognized world over, whether we like it or not. What we need to do is to begin to exercise the powers we possess within the current Nigerian nation. And those powers are powerful tools. If we begin to use those powers, again, principally, namely, sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. 14.2a, 14.2c. The participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of the constitution. Ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹni tí ìjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè ń gba gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. Ìkópa àwọn ènìyàn nínú ìjọba wọn gbọ́dọ̀ rí dájú ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú àwọn òfin orílẹ̀-èdè. These are powers that you possess. And you need to use those powers to begin to hold our governors that are currently governing us now. This government will govern us for the next 4 years. That is a fact. But the referendum that was not approved by way of the clause in the in the Constitution of Nigeria as for referendum clause, that referendum that Onitiri and others did, that referendum is not valid. It is not relevant. It is a waste of time. We need to make sure that we avoid such mistakes in the future. If we want to go for a referendum, we have to make sure we put the work in. That is why I'm saying to you, our participation in our governance, current governance now, is crucial. It is crucial to getting our freedom. Because once we start participating, and then it is clear to everybody that they're failing us at every level, we will now instruct those we elect into office to put a referendum clause into that constitution, at which point we now exercise the right to self-determination. I'm sorry, my voice is very raised. I'm really exercised by this because our people have suffered needlessly. And we've suffered needlessly because we didn't know, because the government have made sure that 24 years, 2 generations have been unaware that they possess sovereignty. And we mustn't allow the others coming generation to go through the same injustice. We need to, I urge you, we need to begin to take collective action to hold our governors to account. That is the only solution. Praying in any church, praying in any mosque, you're wasting your energy, you're wasting your time. It is an exercise in inertia. And it is, you are allowing renewed shege to continue to oppress your life. So we are here giving you the information you need. Whatever problems that we face now, the only solution is our collective active participation on a daily basis in our governance, holding those we elect to office to account. They will make excuses, but if you tell them, you start telling them that sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. They don't want you to know that. They don't want you to exercise those powers. We are telling you. And we're telling you how to use it. The participation by the people in the government have been in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. These are things that we need to begin to do. It is not going to be easy, because for 24 years, we have been conditioned to believe that religion will solve our problems. We all now know, in the light of day, now that we now have this information about the sovereignty that we possess, our role, everybody watching me now, and everybody that will watch it later, is to share this information. Make sure you're a member of a local community association. Make sure that they have a copy of the 14.2a and 14.2c on the wall of every local community association, so that everybody can read their rights in their language, in Yoruba language, in Igbo language, if in English if you wish, but in our local language, because there are farmers and our women, market women, they need to know this information so they can be confident and take steps and be able to retell, to quote this information about their sovereignty in their local language to their elected officials who are meant to serve the people. I hope this makes sense. We really need a better approach to things, and the only way we can achieve Yoruba Nation is through active participation in our governance. People will not want to hear that. It is a bitter pill. People will think, oh, this nonsense. But without doing that, there is no way we can actually put a referendum clause in that constitution. Because those who are there now, frankly, they want Nigeria to continue as is without you exercising your powers, the powers of sovereignty that you have. They don't want you to exercise those powers. Because the minute you start exercising it, it stops them from being able to carry out corrupt practices. And that is why you need to be actively participating in your governance. Your active participation will shine a light on all areas of governance and put an end to the corrupt looting by the likes of Mele Kyari and many others in the system. So if you just stand by and say, oh, God help me, and you're not actively participating in your governance on a daily basis, using your sovereignty, it is an exercise in futility. Let us all join hands. I will come back and talk about this later on. I just felt so excited about this. I've been thinking about this, and I saw this thing about the increase in fees for students, 2 Unilag students, from 16,000 naira, 17,000 naira to over 100,000 naira each, and no increase in the pay of the parents. This is crime. But because we are not exercising our sovereignty, that is why we are suffering this injustice. I urge you all. I want to thank each and every one of you watching this broadcast. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Hit the notification button. Give us a thumbs up. Help us reach more people. I would really like you to help us grow this platform so that we can give this information to millions of people. Millions of people as we speak are unaware. I would recommend to you now, tomorrow is Sunday. Do not go to any church to pray for a better Nigeria. Start with actively participating in your governance. Do not go to any church to pray for a better Nigeria. You are wasting your energy, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your effort. What you need to do is to begin to share this information. 14.2a. Say it after me. Remember those words. Memorize it. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. 14.2a. In Yoruba, ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn láti di ọ̀dọ̀ ẹni tí ìjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè ìgbà gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. That is something you must know. You need to memorize it in English or Yoruba, whichever you prefer. But most of all, share it to everybody. That is what you must do. Secondly, how to use these powers is 14.2c. The participation by the people in their government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. I'm saying this because I want you to remember. I want you to remember this information and remember it offhand. And I'm going to say it in Yoruba. Ìkópa àwọn ènìyàn nínú ìjọba wọn gbọ́dọ̀ rí dájú ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú àwọn òfin orílẹ̀-èdè. We need our market women, our farmers, our vulcanizers, our market stallholders, our booker women, our booker owners, our other businesses to know this information, to share this information across all parts of Yoruba land. The only way we can get Yoruba nation is by participating in our governance and then seeing that they failed us. It gives us justification to command, because we elected them to office, to command the local government chairman, state house of assembly members, your house of reps, your senators, to go and pass laws that will put the referendum clause in our constitution. We must use those we elected to office to get what we need. Once they put the referendum clause in, we can now go for self-determination. That is the step we must take. Any referendum without having the referendum clause in our constitution, like Onitiri did in December, is invalid. It is null and void. It is null and void. It is null and void. We need to understand that. If we want truly to get a self-determination, we need to go through the process of active participation in our governance on a daily basis. The suffering that we, the people, our people are going through too much. Is way too much. And the sad part of it is that there are powers that we are not using. Even as I speak, many are preparing to go to church tomorrow. Even as I speak, tomorrow, I guarantee you the churches will be packed out. But I'm here to tell you, the churches have no power. There is no power that the church or the Quran have that is as powerful as you being a sovereign. You being a sovereign in your own land, and they're telling you that active participation in your governance is the way to get the infrastructure you need. But because so many of us have been conditioned to pray, the prayer is an exercise in inertia. I'm telling you, we are telling you, please take collective action. Exercise your sovereignty collectively in all 774 local government area. That is the only way we will be able to achieve the accountability and holding our governors to account and exercising those powers. Because it is through our participation that we can hold our governors to account. All the money they spent, it is our right as sovereigns to question them. Because sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. These are really important information. Thank you for those of you who are just joining us. Please don't forget to subscribe, give us thumbs up, help us reach more people. These are really important information. I was supposed to move off and go and do something else, but I felt that this is something that we need to talk about, and I will not tire. We will not tire. We are currently under renewed shege. I'm not being abusive to Tinubu. I don't need to be. I'm not interested in abusing Tinubu. It's not going to give us any. It's not going to give us any good road. It's not going to give me. Abusing the president will not give me good road. Abusing him will not give me water. Abusing him will not give us light. Calling him names will not. None of that. What will make the change is if you, watching me, can share this information to your fellow Nigerians in all your community, and you all begin to take collective action. Because what is important is us taking collective action in our community to begin to use the powers we possess and participate in our governance on a daily basis to hold them to account. The minute we start doing that, we are shining a light on our governance. Our governance has been, they are used to operating in darkness. They are used to operating in the corners, away from us, the people. We must shine a light on those corners to expose their corruption, to expose their crimes, to expose everything they've done to impoverish us. That is our task. Unless we collectively join up and sign up to that in every local government area, I'm afraid to say, we will continue to suffer, and we will remain enslaved in our community. We need to put in, yes, participate in the government, yes, will of the people. Thank you very much. What did you not do? Thank you so much. Thank you for really sharing this message. Please give us more thumbs up. These are information. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government exercise this power. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad you are quoting. This is what we need. We need everybody to be able to quote that information off head. We need you. That is the only way, because we have all been brainwashed. Thank you, Warich. Thank you so much, Warich, my brother. I appreciate you. This is what we need. Everybody who comes onto this podcast, memorize. Leave a comment in your comment section when you're going to comment, to make sure that you really get the message. You leave a comment quoting section 14.2a. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. When you quote that, let me just get a sip of water, because I've just been talking for a while. Because I'm so passionate about this, and it really does get, what's the word? It does get taxing. I need to just drink some water, because please share this broadcast. We are trying to change the future of the coming generation, and it has to be a collective effort. No one person. There is no one person that can fix this. There is no one person that can fix this. Please hear me. There is no one person. It is our collective effort. Without our collective effort, nothing will change. Without our collective effort, nothing will change. I'm here telling you, please, do not ignore this message. When you come and you watch this broadcast, please quote section 14.2a and 14.2c in the comment section and say these words, so that you have it in your brain, because we are trying to free you from the brainwashing. The Bible and the Quran are there to brainwash you. They have brainwashed us all, including myself. I've been brainwashed. I'm not hiding it. We have all been brainwashed with the Bible. The Bible has done us, the Bible and Quran has done us untold damage. Untold psychological and mental damage. Now that we are waking up from it, we must encourage each other. Each one teach one. That is why you need to memorize and remember that constitution. Section 14.2 and 14.2c. 14.2a, sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. 14.2a. 14.2c, the participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. And that one of the provisions is that you are a sovereign, and as a sovereign, you have the power to hold your governor to account. These are things you need to be able to say off head, to know it, to share it, to print a screenshot, to share it in all your local community, in your local languages. Now, I'm going to do it in Yoruba. Ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹni tí ìjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ń gba gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. You need to remember that. Remember, memorize it in Yoruba if you have to. Memorize it in Yoruba if you have to. Memorize it in Yoruba if I have to. Sorry about that. I'm not going to give up. I won't give up. This is annoying, but don't worry. The message is what I want you to. The fact that my brother has actually quoted it has somewhat energized me. So, 1 minute. Sorry about this. I don't know what's happening here. Give me a minute. I'm back now. We'll get it sorted out. I don't know what's happened there. Sorry, 1 minute. So we are fixing it. So do bear with me. I just want you to have this information because it is really important. We can no longer ignore this message. You know, we can't ignore the message that is here. We have the powers. The Bible, I am telling you categorically, this is not even a debate. I'm not prepared to debate with anybody about this. Because I know the damage that has been done for 24 years with this fraudulent 1990 constitution, whereby even the powers that I'm telling you, we didn't know. We've all been going to church. Oh, everything to God in prayer. Everything. 24 years. No refineries. 4 refineries. They've used billions of naira. They've run it to the ground. When we start exercising our powers, one of the first things we must do, Operation Fix the 4 refineries. That's one of the first things we must do. We must command our government to fix those refineries to make sure the price of fuel goes down, because it's impacting every part of our life. Without that, we will continue to suffer. Join us. Remember those words. Operation Fix the 4 refineries. We are day 2 into that campaign. We need you to join us. We need a big team of people. This time now, it's not talking about what they've done. What are we doing collectively? Now we know we have sovereignty. What steps are we taking to exercise our sovereignty? That's the question we must ask ourselves in every community. What steps are we taking to exercise our sovereignty collectively? Are we taking those steps? If we're not, are we ready to take those steps? Why are we not taking those steps? Are we unaware? If you're not, let us know. We will share the information. We will tell you how to take those steps, and you must begin, because that is how you are going to provide a better future for the coming generation. That is how you provide a better future for the coming generation. We need you to join in this struggle. You must sign up to this. That is how you make a change. We must ensure that the government fixes those 4 refineries. Any money that they're giving you palliative without fixing the refinery is a lie. Because if they give you that palliative money, they will increase the price of petrol again, and they'll give you. And this is all designed. They do not want you to have the functioning refineries. We are the only nation in the entire world. We are the only message in the entire world. The only message in country in the entire world without functioning refinery. The only oil producing country. Let me say that again. We are the only oil producing country in the entire world without functioning oil refinery. And that's a shame. And by doing that, they have prevented us from creating jobs, millions of jobs. Our own government that's meant to serve the people have denied the people an opportunity to have jobs, because they have been buying oil from countries as far as India, as far as Netherlands, on the other side of the world. When we have the oil is from our own place. They sell the oil, our oil, to them, and then they buy the processed one. The travel cost alone to bring the oil, that is madness. We cannot continue in this vein. Now we have this information about sovereignty, which is ours. We need to exercise those powers critically, collectively. We need to actively participate in our governance on a daily basis. This is not about what the government is doing. It's about what we are doing in every community. Are we teaching? We need to organize training sessions in every community. We must organize training sessions explaining to every community what powers they possess, how they use those powers, and the steps they must take to hold their governors to account, and give the people the confidence they know that they are sovereigns. That's the message that we're bringing. Please share this broadcast. It's really, really important, the message that we're sharing here. This is not about you sort of just coming and, no, look, no one person can do this job. All of us, sorry about this, all of us, let me just view this message. No, that's fine. I like the message. No, got it. Okay. I'm not holding it yet. That's fine. So I'm just allowing it to go. I'll bring it back. Don't worry. So I'll bring the message. I don't know why it's view message. I'm viewing it. That's fine. Yeah. I'll put that up. Pin message. Okay. So I'm putting that up. So please, if you're watching this, I want you to please, there is a lot of work for us all to do in all our communities now. It is now obvious. We must replace the mental enslavement that the Quran and Bible represent. We have to replace it with the knowledge of our Constitution. We owe it to the coming generation to take this task on head on in all 734 local government areas. Because that is how we are going to reset the brain of our people. Our people have been mentally conditioned to believe and rely on a religion that will give them nothing. And the people, you notice the government, they are willing to say they will put their hand on the Bible and Quran and swear. The Bible and Quran is not from our own. These are foreign religions. They will have no consequence for us. But if they are serious about running for any place in Nigeria, we must demand that anybody running for government must swear using our own African spirituality. Ogun, Shogo, use that. Because the Bible, it's not part of us. So if they can swear or not that they want, it means nothing. The people who they're swearing to, they don't even know what they're saying. They just say, who are these people? They can't connect. But we are born with Isheshe. So if you swear on Shogo or Ogun, you know what will happen. You know what will happen. This is why we've been brainwashed. Again, I'm going to say it. In all 774 local government areas, we have a task to do, to teach everybody in the local community, from the teenagers from young to teenagers to university students to adults, about the powers of sovereignty they possess and how to use it. That is a task that all of us must be involved in. Please, don't bother yourself about what the government is doing. Start worrying about what we, the people, need to do and the steps we must take to do it. Because that's what they want you to do. They have put us psychologically in a place whereby we are unable to take action because the church keeps saying, just keep praying. The mosque keeps saying, just keep praying. And we pray endlessly, uselessly, aimlessly. We need to target our actions, and we have to target it on the area of sovereignty, exercising that sovereignty collectively and participating in our governance, ensuring we hold those we elect to office to account. I urge you, please let us join hands. The struggle has just begun. We must demand that we don't even want. I'll even go so far to say we should all reject the palliative and tell them that they need to fix the refineries. If they don't fix the refineries, we will continue to pay the price. Yes, in pursuit of Nigerian Constitution, 142 AC, start participating in governance by exposing, assembling. Yes, exactly, my brother. Thank you. No. Sorry, please. I'm sorry. Don't delete it. No. Don't delete it. Oh, don't delete it. Replace pinned. Yeah, I'm replacing it. Don't delete it. Yeah, okay. I'm putting it there. Don't delete it. I don't want to delete it. So I'm putting it there. View. Okay. So I'm not deleting the message. So keep it there. But my brother, please, all of us, I urge you now. I want you to really, we must take this step seriously. I cannot overemphasize how important this is. Because what is going on right now, unless we take collective action, we will continue to suffer. And I mean collective action, exercising our sovereignty. That's all. You don't need to protest. You just need to know the powers you possess and how to use it. Forget about protesting. You will sit them. We need to have town hall meetings in all 774 local government areas. Sit the local government chairman down, State House of Assembly members down, House of Reps, senators down in meetings, and quote section 14(2)A and 2C to them, and tell them that they are serving we the people. And you tell them that is how we begin to take back control. We must organize that. And from there, we now tell them the first task for them on their table must be to put a law in the State House of Assembly and the National Assembly that will compel the federal government to fix the 4 refineries within 4 to 6 weeks and to give us regular updates. That is where we must start. If we do not do that, then we're not serious about building, about improving the lives of our people. That's where we must start. Because this petrol price is affecting the lives of everybody. There is nothing you can do in that country that this petrol price will not affect. So the palliatives is a joke. That 8,000 naira is not enough to cook a pot of soup. The 8,000 naira, a woman came on TV, on live, I shared it. I think it was on Guardian or something. She said the 6,000 naira, 8,000 naira they're giving them is not enough to cook a pot of soup. That is the reality. So when we're telling you about this, please share this broadcast. Anybody watching this now, you need to begin to quote section 14(2)A, 14(2)C, off head. You need to share this information across all your communities. Those in government, they are not going to change anything because they've all been used. They've conditioned us to accept that they are the ones who have the power. And it's a lie. We are the ones who have the power. And we need to release ourselves from brainwashing by waking up ourselves, teaching each other. Each one teach one about the powers of sovereignty we possess and how to use it. And go through demonstrations. You know, I would like to run programs whereby we can do something on Zoom, whereby we can connect to each and every local government area. And we talk about this and how you are empowered and the steps you need to take. We need town hall meetings in all 774 local government areas. Town hall meetings with demanding, we're not waiting for them, demanding that the local government chairman, state and assembly members, House of Reps and senators attend those meetings once a month. Once a month. And we begin to remind them. We start with the meeting telling them that sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. You tell them on the outset, whilst they're sitting down, and they have to listen, because they know the minute they listen to that, and you're saying it as a collectively, and make sure that that room is packed, but no violence. No violence. Absolutely no violence. Zero violence. I urge you, please. So I'm saying this because I am so sure, I am certain that if we take this move collectively, our governance, they will have no choice but to comply. Because our role as citizens is to participate in our governance. And by participating, we shine a light. We are shining a light on bad governance. And once you shine a light on bad governance, they can no longer continue with that bad governance. And we need to continue to shine that light on a daily basis to expose their crimes. So ladies and gentlemen, please, I urge you, excuse the camera dropping there and everything else, but the message is important. You need to know section 14.2a and 14.2c. The Bible doesn't give you such powers. The Quran doesn't give you such powers. Learn those powers. Learn how to use it. Quote this message. Share it to every community. This is how we are going to take back our nation until such a time we decide that we want to go for self-determination individually. And again, even at that point, we will exercise the same powers to insert in the Constitution the referendum clause, using the powers of sovereignty. Either way, we need to participate in our governance until such a time. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I urge you, please share this message. I will never tire of waking up our people and enlightening us. Tomorrow, many of you are going to go to church. The church is not your solution. You knowing that you possess sovereignty. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. 14.2a, 14.2c. The participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. You need to know it off head. Again, I'm going to translate it in Yoruba straight away. Ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn èèyàn láti ọ̀dọ̀ tí ẹni tí ìjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè ń gba gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. 14.2a, 14.2c. Ìkópa àwọn ènìyàn nínú ìjọba wọn gbọ́dọ̀ rí dájú ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú àwọn òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Again, I've translated it from English into Yoruba. You need those information. You will never hear a minister. You will never hear a senator. You will never hear a House of Reps. You will never hear a state House Assembly telling you this. You will never hear them tell you this. Quote me. Quote Sitting AY. You will never hear them tell you what I'm telling you. That if you see a video where they said this, share it with me and I will share it. You will never, I guarantee you, you will never hear them say it. I'm giving you this information because that is the way out. The only solution. I urge you all, please take this information, use it. We need to take control of our governance because sovereignty belongs to us. And we must ensure that we participate. By participating, we shine a light on our governance, and that will put an end to corruption. Because we are silent, oh, the government said they will do this, so we wait, and we do not question them. Example, in January, they paid the monthly allocation for January. It was paid in January. It was only released in June. June of this year, 5 months. February, March, April, May, June. After 5 months, that was when they released it. Yes. Yes, so they must have a visa ban. I saw the governor of Ekiti, going to get healthcare in Germany. It should be a ban on them. We need collective action. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. You are watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please, I would like you to make sure that you. What is this one doing? Don't back up into me, please. Well, so anyway, so like I was saying, before I wrap it up, thank you so much for watching this podcast. Please, anybody watching this podcast, just quote to me every time you watch this, and tell your friends as well to quote and write a comment using section 14.2a and 14.2c. Write that comment down in the comment section and state 14.2a. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. 14.2a. 14.2c. The participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. Every single person watching this, I encourage you, start quoting that. Because what you do is every time you quote it, you are relearning something that is important, and you are sharing it. It starts bedding into your system. You start awakening and start encouraging everybody. This has to be something we do on a daily basis. We must do that. Quote it, because every time you quote it, we are remembering, and it's encouraging us to take collective action together. We don't need protest. We just need to exercise those powers. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you found it beneficial. You are watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I want to thank Waris Jinodri, my brother. Thank you so much for being part of this discussion today. Please share it, and I encourage others. We have to put the work in. We have to participate in our governance on a daily basis. We should be questioning them. We demand for immediate fixing of the 4 refineries. Operation Fix the 4 refineries. We demand for that. Because without fixing the refineries, we are going to continue to pay expensive price for our petrol. And that is unjust. It's corruption. We need those refineries fixed. And that is where you come in. As sovereignty, you can command your governance through your sovereignty to fix the refineries. They put it in law. You will instruct your state House of Assembly members, your House of Reps, your senators to put a law in place that will compel the government to fix the refineries within 4 to 6 weeks. You have that power. It is time to use it. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Thank you so much for joining us. You've been watching Citizen AY. Please do share this broadcast. And those of you that will come and watch later on, please enjoy. Do excuse the dropping of the camera and all that. But the message is what I want you to focus on. 14.2a and 14.2c. Memorize it. Read it every day. Let it go into your brain. You are resetting your brain by reading that information every day and sharing it in your community. The more people in your community knows it, the more they begin to realize the power they possess. The more they begin to hold their government to account. The more it is. You don't need to protest. Forget protest. You are a sovereign. The fact that you speak and you sit them down at every meeting from here on, with the local government chairman, state assembly members, House of Reps, senators, you read section 14.2a so that they know that sovereignty belongs to you. So that they know it. They don't want you to read that. I guarantee you, they don't want you to read that. Once you start doing that, they will start panicking because they realize that the game is up and this time we must do it. You don't need to protest. Don't bother protesting. When you protest, you are giving them power. Oh, we got them. Now you are exercising your power. Big difference. Protest is reacting to a government. No. Participating in your governance is directing the government. Let me say that again, in case you didn't understand me. Protest is reacting to the government. Participation is commanding the government using your sovereignty. You see? When you protest, you are reacting to what they're doing. When you participate in your governance, you call them to question, you call them to meeting. You are actively participating. You are doing your role, and they can't stop you. And you remind them, and they need to be reminded of what that role is. They all know, but they are hiding it from you. But when you are reading it every day, and it's in their face at every meeting, every time, I'm going to write a book about this, and I'll play this back, because this is ideas that is coming from somewhere that I don't know, but it's coming in, and it's right. These are the right steps we need to take. And I would like you to remember this comment here. Take screenshot, sections of this one, and do it. Literally, every meeting, with all of the local government chairman, councillors, state assembly members, House of Reps, senators, governors in the town hall meetings. You read section 14.2a and 14.2c out loud to them so they know, so that they know. And you have to remind them, because you are reminding them that you are the sovereign. And they have to sit down and listen to you say it. And they cannot question you. Without doing this, we will not be able to take back the control as sovereigns. We must take back the control. So, ladies and gentlemen, please do share this. Again, I'm going to read to you. I'll say that section again before I go. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. 14.2a, 14.2c. The participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. Please take those words. Again, I'll read it in Yoruba, translate it to Yoruba. I know this offed. I'm doing this on a daily basis. I'm resetting my brain myself. You can do the same thing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹni tí ìjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ń gba gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. 14.2c. Ìkópa àwọn ènìyàn nínú ìjọba wọn gbọ́dọ̀ rí dájú ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú àwọn òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. You need to be doing this on a daily basis. We need this kind of information to spread across all of the Southwest so that we all know it. And the more the people know it, the more empowered they become to exercise their powers. You don't need to protest. Forget protest. Protest is reacting to a situation. Participating in your government is doing your role. Big difference. You understand? You are calling them to a meeting and they have to come because you're a sovereign. You understand? They want you to protest because that is the way for them to deflect you. Don't protest. Exercise that sovereignty in front of them in the meeting. It must happen. They must see. You need to be seeing their eyeballs as you're reading that and recognizing that they know that the power has slipped from their hands. That's what we must do. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll back later on. I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching. You've been watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll back later on. Thank you and bye for now. Please do share this broadcast. Leave comments, subscribe, hit the notification button. Please help us reach more people. The more you share this, the more we wake our people. Please, those of you that are going to go to church tomorrow, you're wasting your time. Those of you going to go to mosque, you're wasting your time. The mosque, the Bible and the Quran and the mosque and the church, they have no powers as powerful as what I'm telling you right now. They have no comparable power to you as a sovereign. They have no comparable power. You need to use that power collectively, critically. We must actively participate in our governance on a daily basis. Thank you so much for watching. You have been watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please share this broadcast. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. And excuse the apologies for the drop of the camera, but the message is what is most important. Listen to that message. Share it. Share, share, and share. Thank you so much. We are grateful for your support and for the time you're giving us. Please share this podcast. You are watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Thank you and bye for now. Back later on. Bye for now.